Hi, my name is Aubrey Hunter, and I will be talking to you about self-concept development. What is it? Self-concept is an individual's perception of themselves. There are three basic components that make up self-concept. They are ideal self, which is what the individual wishes to be, the real self, which is what the individual really is, and public self is what others see you as. Everybody has heard of the Erikson's theory, but since it describes self-concept all the way through life, I will discuss his development stages. First is trust versus mistrust. Second is autonomy versus shame and doubt. Third, initiative versus guilt. Fourth, industry versus inferiority. Fifth, identity versus rule confusion. Sixth, intimacy versus isolation. Seventh, genera- generativity versus stagnation. And last, ego integrity versus despair. Now to get into details about all of them. Trust versus mistrust happens during the infancy stage from birth to 18 months. A parent must gain a baby's trust early so the child isn't afraid. We also see this happening when kids start school. Teachers must gain the child's trust. And as caring for the child starts happening, the feelings and the attitudes of the parents will develop the baby's self-concept. Second, autonomy versus shame of doubt. This starts during early childhood when the child is 2 to 3 years old. At this age, children like to explore new things. The main new thing at this age is potty training. Children should hear positive comments from parents to keep this trust. Third one, initiative versus guilt. At this age, kids will start questioning body parts. And as they question those, they will ask questions about them all. And depending on how the parents answer them, may have an impact on self-concept and body image. At this age, they also start imitating parents and siblings. For instance, if they have older siblings who are always on their phone, the younger kids are going to want to be just like their siblings and have phones also, as the little girl in the picture. Industry versus inferiority. Students in school between the ages of 6 and 11 have this, or start this. Students start comparing looks and academics with fellow students. Parents, teachers, and peers have to be an impact as well as school experiences. This is when bullying can start happening and becoming an issue. Identity versus role confusion. This is when teens start noticing changes in their bodies, for instance, the development of acne and body odor and gender parts. Some adolescents could experience issues of body weight, shape, hair, height, and so on. Intimacy versus isolation. Serious relationships start, families begin, getting a degree, and starting a new profession start with intimacy versus isolation. Young adults between the ages of 19 to 40 experience this. Generativity versus stagnation. This is middle adulthood ages 40 to 65. This is when adults will develop change in one's role, body, and identity. The more successful their life was at a younger age, the more successful it will be at this age. Ego integrity versus despair. This maturity ages 65 to death. The reflections on the individual's life. I always remember this as my grandpa enjoys telling us stories of what he enjoyed doing as a young child, and we all see a piece of him through us as we like doing the same things. They enjoy all the accomplishments done as the individual grew up. And I like the quote that I have here, all the good and bad you see or do is a perfect reflection on you. Because no matter what happens, good or bad, it will always be with you. Now, going back to my resources, thank you for watching this video. My information was gathered from these. Google Images is where I gather all my images.